I don't usually discuss fundamentals, but the fact that Dr. Arnold, who is a Nobel laureate and co-founder of Gevo, being in Biden's science team is definitely a big thing for Gevo. Now Gevo will get more attention from investors, and the question is, how is that going to impact Gevo's price this week? Let's find out. Welcome back for another Gevo technical analysis update. This is Dr. B and I will be explaining the Gevo's technical analysis and what level should we expect tomorrow and for the rest of the week. Do not forget to like and subscribe before you leave. Also join our free Discord chat server on which we discuss Gevo and other stocks all day long. The invitation link is in the description below. So last week, Gevo had a crazy run followed by a retracement, which is creating this green candle that we haven't seen since 2018. And this run is reflected by the EMAs as well, as we can see here, gaining some slope. What is noticeable is that we have retraced and got back to the 5 EMA. All right, so unlike the last 2 weeks where they were attached from the 5 EMA, we are now actually touching the 5 EMA. Also notice that the candle actually has a shorter upper wick. Since the Friday we actually closed at 6.8, which would be somewhere here, and that makes it a shorter wick, which is good, showing that the rejection of the higher price is not as significant as we can see here. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the monthly chart, because I wanted to highlight something. So if we put the drawings, we will notice here something very interesting. The 20 EMA is actually aligned perfectly with the 161.8% Fibonacci extension level, which is at 10.16. Now let's have a quick look at other chart time frames. So here, this is the channel that we have so far, and if you notice here that we have actually went and broke the structure, we broke out of this channel. So here on the daily chart, we will notice that we broke out of the channel and then we stayed out and then we dropped back. But then what is very interesting is that we closed almost above it. Also because Webull doesn't show the after hours. So here this should be at as we said, 6.8 or so, right? So that was the last price that we had, 6.8. So if you go on the daily, that would be somewhere here, which is above, right above the 78.6% Fibonacci extension level. All right, so that means it maintained that level, which is very nice. So before it closed right above it, then it dropped below it, it went all the way down to the 61.8 level, and then it rejected that strongly and went all the way back up and closed above this green line, the 78.6 extension level. That is strong. That shows that it's actually bouncing back. All right, so that's nice. Now on the daily, you can see that the slope of the EMAs is lowering, which means it's reflecting that the 2-day retracement that we had, which were very expected after that crazy run early this week, the last week, sorry. All right, so other indicators are good. I see the super trend, we are above it. We have the DC, the Bollinger Bands. So if we had a look here, let's clean up this. So DC, we dropped from the upper band or the upper line. So here there is a very good strong possibility we are bouncing back up and then we are going to push this. All right, so there is no need and lower probability of actually dropping all the way back to the middle band. So something like this, all right. And if we check the Bollinger Band, all right, it would be something similar. We were above it, right, and then we went all the way back, and then now maybe we are pushing it again. So that would be consistent over the remaining time frames. So here, for example, on the 4-hour chart, we have already dropped to the middle band and now we got rejected. See here, it's very nice, beautiful. It closed above it, right? Then it tried to go and drop below it and then it kept fighting. It's not above it, but then it's like a hammer and then pushed all the way back up. So that shows a strong possibility of bouncing back up. All right. The 2-hour chart, we have already reached the bottom band. We are bouncing back up from it. So here 1 hour actually showing that we are pushing up a little bit, right? So it broke, it maintained that middle band, and then now it closed above it. So now it can continue and push higher. So overall, it looks good, except for the RSI that we are not giving any break, right? So here for 1 hour, it's good, cooled down. 2 hours, 4 hours, cooled down relatively, right? So it went all the way down here, and then it's going up now. And on the daily, it cooled down relatively, right? So we are not giving this RSI any break here. But then that is expected with this strong bullish run of Gevo at the end of the last year and now the early of this year. So it relatively cooled down, but it's still, of course, in the overbought. But that compared to the previous runs is good level, not too bad. All right, so let's have a quick look at the charts and let's try to predict what are the levels that we can expect tomorrow. So if we broke out of the channel, this means we need a new channel. And if we want to create a new channel, we need some history to build or to gain some trust in this channel. So far we don't have much. So it could be something like this, or it could be like, if here I move it, it could be something like this, right? So it really depends. So let's take something that is more reasonable, which is a lower slope, right? It's not a very aggressive channel. So this looks like a good channel. So if you look at this channel here, let's put the daily, and then let's try and put here the tomorrow's day, right? So this is tomorrow's trading day. So if you look at this tomorrow's trading day, assuming that we broke out of this channel for good and we are going to continue to go up, which, by the way, happened today in the Frankfurt Borsa, the stock exchange in Frankfurt. It ran up. Now, the interesting thing is that it ran up to 6.3 euros, if I remember correctly, and that is equivalent exactly to 7.6, which is matching the 7.66, the 100% Fibonacci extension level that we have here, which also matches the median of the upward channel that we have here. So that is the first expectation that I would see tomorrow, running all the way up, just following Frankfurt Stock Exchange. But historically, if I remember correctly, we are actually in the lead. All right, so we lead, and then the Frankfurt Exchange follows the following day. So this means it could run further, and then after tomorrow, Frankfurt's stock exchange can actually continue to follow us. So in this case, if we expect a stronger run, we can see here running all the way up to 8.125, and then we have the other level, which is 8.42, and that I expect it to be a strong resistance level, just because it comes from the structure. So if we look back, all right, in the history of Gevo, the orange line comes from structure, and this was here around when it ran. I think that there was a split or something here, and then it ran all the way, and then it dropped below this line. All right, so that I expect it to be a strong resistance there. All right, it's very possible. So in this case, we could see a run that goes all the way up to this, and maybe even touch the boundary of this channel, which is 8.63. All right, if this continues, we are going to eventually see the 10.169, which, as I said, was the 20 EMA on the monthly chart. So that will be the levels. I'm going to keep this short. It's just going to be these levels that I'm looking at. All right, it's very hard with the look of this candle. I do not expect it to fall back in this channel, but it's always a possibility. So we are looking at these levels, the 61.8% Fibonacci extension level at 6.1, and which we expected to drop to on Friday, and it did. All right. So that is, I do not see it, because this candle looks really bullish, and then with the news, the catalyst, and what we have seen in the Frankfurt exchange, I can see this running all the way up to 7.66 at least, and hopefully maybe more if we are lucky tomorrow. All right, so that's it. Please, if you enjoyed this video, if you find it useful, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And also don't forget to join the Discord server to discuss the stocks and Gevo in particular. We have a dedicated channel for it. Thank you for watching and good luck this week.